It is week 50 here at the 2024 Baking Challenge, and today we are making chocolate peppermint snaps. These cookies are pretty fast, takes about a half hour from start to finish, supposedly. We'll see how that goes. Packed with chocolate flavor and yes, more peppermint. I understand that we are doing 2 peppermint recipes back to back, but 'tis the season. So grab your ingredients and your fun, festive headwear and let's bake. Like I said, this recipe is supposed to be pretty easy. We're going to start it off with a 350-degree oven, so go ahead and get that preheating. Next, you're going to have 12 tablespoons of room temperature butter. I forgot to set mine out, so I put it in the microwave. It's a little too melted, but that's okay. I'm just going to go with it, because that just means my cookies are probably going to be flat, and I don't care. I will eat the cookies flat. I will eat them poofy. I will eat the cookies. So I am not a huge peppermint person year-round, but during the holidays, I'm all about it. So we also have a half a cup of packed brown sugar. You can use light or dark, and a half a cup of granulated sugar. I have both of those here in this bowl. We are going to add that and get it mixing with the butter. It would help if I moved my bowl up. All right, get that going good. So we are also going to add our egg once the butter and sugar is blended nicely. That's 1 egg, 1 large egg. It doesn't take long. You can do this by hand. This isn't going to be a really super stiff cookie. You can absolutely do this by hand. I'm not going to waste the energy on it. So got this going. Yep, that's mixed, and in goes our egg. And right to the sink. All right, we're gonna beat that nice and good together. We will have to stop and scrape the bowl, that's okay. After the egg is mixed well, we are going to be adding our vanilla and the peppermint. It is a full teaspoon. It's a full teaspoon of each. So you're gonna want a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a teaspoon, or pure vanilla, and a teaspoon of peppermint extract. I went a little light on the peppermint because I am going to add candy bits. You had these left over from the marshmallows last week. I'd like to use them up, so I went a little lighter on the peppermint. This could absolutely alter the consistency of the cookies. I don't care. I don't care. I add this stuff to chocolate chip cookies year-round. It's just that good. All right, in goes our teaspoon of vanilla and peppermint. All right. Get that all nice and combined. And then I'm going to be adding the cocoa powder, the flour, the salt, and the baking soda. So that is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. That is 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. That is 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have it all here. You don't have to sift this. You don't have to mix it. It's all going to the same place. And I'm just going to take and add this just a little bit at a time. That way I don't actually have to stop my mixer. Smells good. I may turn down the speed just a little bit if this starts throwing stuff everywhere. As you can see, once you have everything measured out, it doesn't take a lot of time to get this to come together. So, let's see, have a little more right there. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a big cookie weekend this year. I just have way too much stuff going on. I did it last year and the year before, I think, as well. And I like to make like 10, 12 different kinds of cookies, and then I usually do double doses of everything and then box it all up and then we deliver it to friends and family around the St. Louis area. And it's just something fun that I like to do because I love to bake. So, but I can't eat that many cookies. I don't think I'm going to have time to do that this year. I usually plan it out with like military precision. Next year maybe. Next year, if the price of ingredients haven't gone through the roof. Who knows? What with cocoa being an imported product. Let's see. Nobody knows exactly what the future holds. I will say our vacuum cleaner has been acting kind of funny lately, so we went ahead and ordered a new one. I don't know that ours is on the last legs, but if things go sideways, all of that's going to get really expensive. So we just went ahead and ordered a new one. Ours is very old, and in a house with 4 cats and a dog that sheds constantly, it gets its uses. So, better safe than sorry. Okay, get this going again, and then I'll be able to stir in the chocolate chips. And so we have a cup of semi-sweet chocolate. You know, usually I will substitute milk chocolate for this, but I went ahead and went with the semi-sweet. Oh, I added a teaspoon of espresso powder. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I added it anyways. All right. I'm going to add in our chocolate chips and let the mixer do its thing there. And I'm going to add in a little bit of peppermint. And let the mixer do its thing there too. Not too much, because it does kind of liquefy. And like I said, it'll change the consistency of the cookie. Just a little bit to give you a howdy-do. All right, that's good mixed. I'm going to shut this off and get our baking pans. You're going to want a greased baking cookie sheet or lined with parchment paper. See you back in a couple minutes. The directions say to drop a few generous teaspoonfuls on the cookie sheet about 1.5 to 2 inches apart. So that's probably a little too close to the edge. Like I said, this is a dough that will definitely spread out. You can just kind of tell by the way that it moves. So that's all right. And me adding the candy to it probably wasn't going to help things out. That's okay. I am so excited to see this. And see, it came together. The oven just now reached temperature. So this dough came together well before the oven was even ready preheating. In my book, that is what we call a winning cookie recipe. These are going to go into the oven for 12 to 13 minutes. You're gonna bake a couple minutes if they're on dark sheets without the parchment. You're gonna take them out of the oven, transfer them to a rack to cool. If they're crunchy and you want soft, bake the rest of the cookies with a slightly shorter amount of time. I'm gonna go ahead and put mine in for 12 minutes because my oven is a little on the slow side. So we'll see what happens in 12 minutes. Okay, I have these cookies. They are snappy, they're crispy on the outside. This batch was baked at 12 minutes and came out looking almost raw, but I know my cookies. It's okay. You just let them sit on the pan, they're gonna finish cooking and they'll have a nice gooey, not gooey inside, but a very soft cookie inside. Okay. Yes and no. I personally do not love peppermint extract. It always tastes a little chemically. I like the chocolate flavor and I like the peppermint crunch candies that I put in there. I think I'll try another batch of these maybe after the holidays kind of die down, and I won't do the peppermint extract. I will just add the peppermint cookies to it. Other than that, I think this is a really good cookie. It does have a crisp. It's not crunchy. It's a crisp, light layer on the outside. Lots of chocolate chips in here. The semi-sweet, not my favorite chocolate chip, but in this it goes really well. So another really great recipe from King Arthur. I'm going to apologize in advance for the quality of this video. I did forget to turn the microphone on, so the sound is going to be not great. But thank you for tuning in for yet another week of the 2024 Baking Challenge. I hope that you made this cookie and I hope that you like this cookie. I think this is a great addition to some holiday baking. If you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button below because I'm going to be putting out a couple more holiday recipes this month on Saturday mornings. You can also head over to the Facebook page and follow along there because on Wednesdays I'm going to post the ingredient list and the name of what we will be baking. That way you have time to gather your ingredients if you decide you want to bake along. Next week is a little bit more of a complicated bake. There's a lot going on. You're going to need to devote some time to it, but it's a traditional one that I've always wanted to try. Definitely it's keeping in the road of sweet. It's all sweet this month. So I hope I see you next weekend and fingers crossed that we'll be able to pull it off.